Good evening, everyone, and welcome to Growing Clip Bonsai for Seniors. My name is Tom Novak, and today it's about 10 after 9 in the evening. Today is June 5th of 2023. It's a Monday. It's 76 degrees Fahrenheit or 24 degrees Celsius. Today we're going to do an Aretus upright. I don't know if that's how you say the Latin name, but it's really a Fuchsia Real Grande. It's a perennial in warm climates. Let's see if you can see it better, the board. The root's like a moist soil, not soggy, good drainage. It grows about 12 to 18 inches tall or 30 to 46 centimeters tall. It likes full sun or part shade. In the hardest part of the day, if you got it in full sun, it likes it a little bit shady, because during the hardest part of the day it doesn't really fare that well, because I know this one was drooping. So let me get my other glove on and I'll show it to you, and we're gonna trim it. And I got my little pot with my little screen in there, and I think here it is. Get it at Hobby Lobby. It's Yarnology plastic canvas. It's cheap, not expensive, 75 cents. So it's for needle art. So that way there you know what I'm using for a screen. So here's my fuchsia, the Real Grande. You can see the flower. It turns like a white and then a pinkish color. But it's a shame that I'm going to have to cut these flowers off. But we got to do it. Okay, Tom, let's put this stuff here. Cut the flowers off because this is a nice upright plant. There we go. And we just snip them off, because we're going to put this in a pot, and I don't want this going into flower. I want it to go into growing the plant itself. So you can see it's a little messy there. Let me get all the junk out of the way so here you can see it. Now I'm not going to take it out of the pot just right yet, because there's a lot of branches. I don't know if you can let me cut some of these leaves off so you can see what's going on. And I might have to. You can see the trunk is starting to get a little bit woody on this one. There you go, it's better light. Now we can go with a triple trunk or a single trunk. I don't know. Let me get some of these leaves out of the way so you can see what's going on. Get some of these leaves out of the way. You're going to say, Tom, you should have probably pruned it. Boy, you're getting tongue-tied today. That's live. So we're going to get some of this off. It's really a quadruple trunk here, so we're going to cut this piece of trunk right off here. So we're going to go and we're going to strip these leaves off right here. Just strip them off. And I have my frog ready. And we're going to just stick it into the frog so we can try to root it later. Now we got a long branch here. Now it's not from Gunsmoke, the long branch with Miss Kitty. But those of you who can remember Gunsmoke, I think you'd enjoy it. What are you going to do? So there's our three trunk. I mean, we can get it into one tree. Maybe that's what we'll do, and we'll try to root the other ones. So we'll cut it. Well, Tom, you know nothing cuts wood like ironwood. So let me get my ironwood needle nose, There we go. And we're going to cut it as close as we can to the trunk. It's almost like a Christmas tree if you look at it. So let's take some of these branches off so we can put it in our frog. And let's get it into the water. I don't know if you can see it better. There we go. And we'll cut off the other one right close to the trunk the best we can. Pull these leaves off and just get it into the water because I can see how many cuttings I can get out of this. Well, I'll try to anyway. Get it in there. Now, I'm going to take the top off. Well, let's see. You got the trunk coming out. You got the branches coming out this way, so we'll just clip that back. We'll clip this back to here. Okay. I'll get my other scissors here because these are real thin branches, so we don't need the heavy shearing power of the ironwood. There we go. Get these branches out of here. It's going to be almost like an evergreen tree if you really look at it. Okay, so now we're going to take that top off. I'm going to cut it back to here because we got a lot of little branches coming out there. So I'll just cut it. And then we'll strip the leaves and put it into our frog and we'll see if it roots. For now, so we can get everything going. There we go. All of this. Take it out of the way. Put it in my soil container because I got a big hole to fill out in the front. Now, we're going to get our pot out of the way. We got our dish of water here so we could do an underwater root raking if it's really hard to get out. There we go. Whoa, this is a nice big bunch of roots here. Look at that. That looks like it's hard like a rock. I'm going to say, Tom, what about that nub over there? Well, we can cut it flush the best we can. And then, just to get some of the topsoil off. Boy, this is hard like a rock. Well, we're going to have to put it in the water, let it sit. If you can see it, let's pull it down more. There we go. Now let's see if I can get this out. Now I got this fuchsia from Ted's greenhouse. He's got a nice array of fuchsia plants. So, let's see if we can get some of this out of here. Well, I don't have enough water in there and I forgot to add water. So let's just get our steak knife that I'm using for a root rake and just peel away these roots. It's got a nice root system here. So all I'm doing is just coming out, just dragging out this soil. Well, I think I should have soaked this a little more because it was in the heat of the day. So it was like, what is it I say? 76 or 24, so it was like maybe 4 or 5 degrees hotter. So let's get this guy into here and just try to work out the roots the best we can. I've got some water from the other one. Let's get it in there. There we go. This should make an easier underwater root raking because this soil is hard like a rock. Yeah, sitting in that heat caused it to really get congested, so to say. You You can hear the table vibrating with me trying to get this out. These roots out. Man, this is really a tough one. Well, live TV. I'm not gonna cut in onto anything because I don't do that. What you see is what you get on the air. So, let me just get in there. Get out most of the roots most of this old soil that I can get out of there. Because there's really no root flare in this one. There we go. Just go easy. You gotta fire that fork in there. You gotta fire it in. Gotta break up that clump. I'm just firing it in, firing it in. Just firing it in. Gotta fire it in, fire it in. Fire it in there. Just fire it in. Get out the best we can. And maybe we can get most of the soil off. I mean, it's got a real fibrous root system. It's like hair. There we go. Just getting it in there. Fire it in. Just fire that root rake into there. Well, my steak fork, or they call it a barbecue fork. But we just gotta fire it in. Fire it in. Gotta break up that root. Fire it in. And I think we got pretty much a lot of this out of there. I think that's about as best we can get it. You can see this beautiful root system on here. And I can't get any more off because that might be the plug that they put it in to root it. There we go. So we got that pretty good. So we're going to let it soak in there until I get all this off and put it in our bucket. There we go. Now I just got a hodgepodge of soil that I'm using up. I added a little more of that sun-grown gold, black gold, into the potting mix so you can see what it's going to look like. Now let me put the cover on the side here. So there you can see the soil with the sun gold in there. I just got to break it up a little bit. We're going to let this root system, I'm not going to take it totally apart because I want this root system to get on track here. Okay, Tom, let's get our other bucket here. Let it sit on top so we don't have to reach. Okay, here we go. Let's get some soil into the bottom of our container, our little pot. Hold it in with your fingers. Get it in there. Fuchsias are going to be a nice one for you to try out. Fuchsias, they sell all over the place. But this is an upright, and that's what I want to use, an upright. Now, before I do anything else, I'm going to get my mikus and coat the roots, because the mikus will help get the roots starting to grow. I want root growth right now. And then I can always use the other one that I got from Wild Organics. So, let me take my spoon out. That's the mikus right here. And if I can get it apart, there we go. Now I'm going to take about a half of the scoop that they got in there. And then I'm just going to turn the plant over. I'm going to put the mikus on there. Make sure it gets the roots all coated. I'm not cutting any more of the roots off because I got a lot of them taken off when I was taking this apart. So I got that right inside. You're going to say, Tom, it looks real droopy. Well, the heat of the day, that's why I do all this stuff at night. because these plants got to recuperate. And you always got to make sure you got your beneficial bacteria sealed up tight so no moisture gets in. So we're going to put it out like that. I can't get any of the real roots out too good because what I got is what I got. So, and yeah, I found my spoon. It was in the drawer. So we got all that in there. So I'm going to take my mix. You don't have to buy bonsai soil mix because, you know, you got to do what you got to do. If you can't afford it, why pay all that money for all that soil? Unless you're going to just do one tree, then you can go for it, but I just use what I can get. Ted's got a good cactus mix. A good cactus mix is a good fast draining soil. So all we're going to do is put everything in. Get our soil into the sides. Remember, it's soil because it's our soil is living with our bacteria and everything in there. It's not dirt because dirt is what you sweep off the floor. So you got to remember that. So now I'm going to take my bamboo skewer and fire in the soil into the root system, because we got to get these roots growing together into the new soil. There, just like that. Push this down a little bit. Let's see how we're doing. We're pretty good straight. Now you're going to see that bump over there. You're going to say, Tom, you got an inverse taper there. Well, I ain't worried about that now. I want this thing to grow. And this being tropical, it should grow pretty fast for us. But it's going to stay down here overnight. And then tomorrow I'll stick it in the shady part of where the pond's at. And then this way here, we can let it get settled in from the repotting and recuperate. There, just like that. Just like that. Push it in, push it in. Piece of wood, that's good for our other one. Let's get our skewer, get all the air pockets out. Now this black gold premium, it's got a nice lot of wood inside there. So that's going to be good for drainage. There. Okay, get our spoon. Get a little more into the corner here. Don't be afraid. Fuchsia's not expensive. This will be a nice, easy bonsai tree for you to grow. I know Marisol from Frostbite Bonsai has her fuchsia. So I know she wants to do a bonsai tree with that. So give her a view, because Marisol's real good at it, doing her bonsai trees. She did a nice landscape. There we go. Let's get that in. And we can cut off a couple of the bigger leaves so it doesn't. Time you're blind in one eye and can't see out of the other. Get that big leaf off there. There we go. There. Blind in one eye and can't see out of the other. That's something else. Okay, so just cut at the tip. And I think we can take this one leaf off at the top here. See? Just like that. Okay. We look pretty good. Now, let me cover this. There we go. Getting Mr. Elephant out. Now we don't have to use a spray bottle on this because this soil's pretty moist. So I just mixed it up with the dry soil and you can see how nice it came in. So we're just going to give it a nice soak. Nice drink of water until it runs out. Should run out. There we go. Give it a little more. There. Don't be afraid. You got a tree? Don't be afraid. See, the water's dripping out real nice. And you can see the trunk. It's got a little nub there, but maybe once it thickens up, I can probably try to prune it a little bit more. But there's our little tree. Now, I don't have a lot of stuff to decorate it with, but I'm going to take my my Peace River gravel. I'm going to just throw some in the background here because this way here, with the heat now, this spring, it'll help hold in the moisture. There. You can say, Tom, that's yucky looking. Well, we're not going into perfection right now, or landscaping it real good, because right now I want this to grow. I just want it to grow and recover, because the root system was fierce on there. I mean, it was fierce. That was a fierce root system. So what else can we put there, Tom, to make it look good? Let's see. We're going to use our 3/4 cup sand, 1/2 cup peat moss, 1/4 cup worm castings, and I think I got a handful or two of the black gold in there. And you can see it's a little bit finer. And we can put that right here. You can say, Tom, that pot's too big. Well, you want the roots to grow. I want them to grow. And with the mikus, it'll give it a nice start, because they all work hand in hand. The roots give the beneficial bacteria the steak and eggs, and the beneficial bacteria gives it the cake and candy and cookies and all that other sweet stuff that the roots want to feed the plant with. And when they grow, even though you got your root system like this, wherever the mikus and the other beneficial bacteria attach to the roots, they send out long hair type roots called hypha. I hope I said that right. And that's like an extra set of roots. So just something to think about. That's why I use the beneficial bacteria. So I'm going to get that in there. Get it wiped down the best we can. Just like that. Just something different. What else can we put on there, Tom? I don't know. Something for a little bit of a decoration when it goes outside. Yeah. We can put our little cow over here. There we go. Just something different. Give it a try. Bag full of toys always comes in handy. So there we go. Fast little landscape. Something to do. Something nice. The flowers. We don't want no flowers yet. We want this to grow. Whatever flowers are on there, I'm going to cut them off later. Let me take this glove off. And we'll just snip that one flower bud off, because we want this to grow into roots right now. So, did a lot of work outside and then shopping and doing other stuff. That's why I couldn't do a lot of videos, but what are you going to do? That's life. I got my 2 arrivals came in Saturday, so I got them sitting outside and watered. So once they get it adjusted to everything, then I'll bring them in and I'll show you what I got. So today is Monday. It's comedy night. Jack Benny, Burns and Ellen, Fibber McGee and Molly, cup of tea, sit back and relax, catch up on the videos that you missed, because I know I missed a lot of videos, but what are you going to do? So, have a good night, everybody. Oops, too long. Oh, my goodness. Bear with me, guys. Take care.